What's going on, guys? It's me, Shugashu. We are back with another umamusume video. Hope y'all had a good weekend. I know I posted a video yesterday, but today is Monday, and it is a new scenario. It did start last night, but here we are, fairly early in the morning. Thank you, Gametora. Thank you, Gametora, for having it out early. Now letting me put in some more extra time and put up some my own translations instead. But here we are. We're gonna simply just go over the banner, the Top Road banner, and then take a look at the support cards, and then after that we'll do my free 10 pull, and that should be pretty much it. I'll go over the comments and that'll be pretty much it for the video. And then tomorrow we'll do the first official run, my first official run. I'm not going to do any today in the new scenario. So with that being said, guys, before we do jump into the banner overview, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. So with that being said, here we are, Narita Top Road. Actually, I didn't look at it when it was in the screen. It is a ramen theme, so this makes sense. This makes sense. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Normally, I'm not a big fan of these. Normally, I'm not a big fan of those like frilly things on the bottom of her legs. But honestly, I'll still take it over the pants she's wearing in her Christmas outfit, if I'm gonna be honest. But here we are, Top Road, level 1 3-star, 84 speed, 107 stamina, 75 power, 92 guts, and 92 wise. At level 5 5-star, 102 speed, 130 stamina, 92 power, 112 guts, and 114 wise. That's weird because it's 92 for both guts and wise, but how did wise end up getting 2 more? Is that me just overthinking things? It just feels weird because I feel like it's been the same the whole time. I don't know. Maybe I am overthinking things. Maybe I am. Other than that, to the aptitudes, turf runner, medium long distance, but you can run her mile distance. But if I'm not mistaken, this one is going to be medium, or one of the other medium or long distance focus. And then she is a leader for her position. 15% on wise, 10% on power, and 5% on stamina for her growth rates. And now going over her skills, starting off with the unique skill, we'll give it our all and delivery every single glass. Let me just double check on that. It seems right. Seems about right. Just making sure. Just making sure. If you recover stamina 3 or more times using a skill, Christmas Aguri Cap vibes. Christmas Aguri Cap vibes. You will move to the front just before the end of the race. Additionally, if you are in the front, when the skill is activated, your acceleration will increase slightly. And it's for leader long distance, so she is more focused on long distance. Well, obviously, she's going to be focused on long distance if her unique skill doesn't work for anything else, from what it seems like. So does that mean this scenario is medium long distance focus? I'm assuming both, because there's no way that it'll be majority of long distance races with what, there's only 3 big long distance races, right? So moving on to the innate skills, we have I believe it's this one. Enthusiastic for long distance. At a random point during the first half of the middle leg, your speed will marginally increase and your stamina will marginally recover. Up the vibes for long distance. At a random point during the middle leg, your speed will slightly increase and your stamina will marginally recover for long distance. And then take the plunge for leader long distance. If you have enough stamina for a full spurt at a random point in the first half of the final leg, you will get a slight speed boost. Going over the awakening skills, we have stamina keep for leader. If you're in the first half of the pack, during the second half of the opening leg, your stamina will slightly recover. Level 3, we have energetic for long distance. At a random point during the first half of the middle leg, your speed will increase and your stamina will slightly recover. Level 4, ride the momentum for leader. At a random point on a random uphill, your speed will slightly increase. And then at level 5, we have Gordian cut for leader long distance. If you have enough stamina for a full spurt at a random point in the full half of the final leg, you will get a speed boost. And then going over the evolved skills, starting off with energetic, going into, let me see. I guess it is, okay. The steaming road of competition. Let me just double check here. To get very far ahead at the beginning of the middle of the race and recover some stamina. That's literally all I have. That's really all I have to work with, if I'm gonna be honest. Am I seeing that correctly? For leader long distance, but yeah, I don't really see much from this. That's all I got. It doesn't really say much. If you have plenty of energy left at the beginning of the final stages of the race, take the lead and then move slightly ahead in the final straight. So I'm just assuming if you have some stamina left at the beginning of the final stages of the race, you'll increase speed. And it's for leader long distance. That was a little weird. For the conditions, have at least 800 power. Am I looking at the right one? No. I literally just mixed up the two. Okay, so the first one, let me redo what I just said. To get very far ahead at the beginning of the middle of the race and recover some stamina. That's where I was getting weirded out with. I don't know why I mixed it up, because I was looking at my screen and I was like, huh, this doesn't look like what I was reading. I was looking at the other awakened skill or evolved skill, my bad. So it's win any G1 long race 2 times or get at least 3 speed type skills for the first condition, and have at least 600 stamina for the second one. But I'm still kind of weirded out by how it's worded. Because it's a speed skill. So I guess it just activates in the middle of the race. But I'm sorry guys, it's what I see. I even look at three different sources, and I even tried and translate it myself, but that's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. But we'll go with the next one now. We'll go with the next one now. With Gordian cut into now it's time to open for business. If you have plenty of energy left at the beginning of the final stages of the race, take the lead and then move slightly ahead in the final straight. Now that makes more sense than the first one. For the conditions, have at least 800 power. That's what I read earlier. I mixed it up. And then get at least 3 skills for leader or long aptitude. And there we go. So basically, long distance focus for this top road. But I won't be pulling because, one, I don't know if I'll be pulling for the rest of my pulls after the free pulls in the support card banner. Obviously, we do have one left. One left. One free pull right now, but over here is the Tazuna Hayakawa friend card. I thought it would be both her and Light Hello, but it's just Tazuna herself. It does look nice to see her in a different fit. Can we get a closer view up right there? And then obviously we have the Meisho Dodo support card, and let me take a look at it. Let me see. So from what it looks like, I am seeing medium, long distance, medium, long distance, medium, long, some neutral ones, which is good to see. Good to see because it'd be nice to have a new general stamina card. And if this is correct, if it's correct, I think there's a general gold skill. Let me see. Gametora is not really showing me everything, so I'm looking somewhere else. Although the evolve skills are both medium and long distance. So, evolve skills. Why is it evolve? I'm just saying evolve because it's pink. It is a pink skill. At least that's what it looks like here. Yeah, it is. Interesting. So I want to say she's more medium long distance focus, which I feel like it gives it away that the scenario is a medium long distance focus. At least that's the vibe I'm getting. At least that is the vibe I am getting from the skills. But I guess with that being said, that is pretty much it. I'm still looking forward to getting the stamina card just so I can have something other than Super Creek to use. So we do have enough pulls because we do have pink tickets, but for the video, we'll do the free pull, and then well, it doesn't. It ain't looking good for the first free pull, you know. But I guess it is what it is. I guess it is what it is. Like I said, depending on how many dupes I get of the stamina card, especially, will be the decision maker of whether or not I finish the rest of the pulls for until they're guaranteed. Because if I only have like one prior to finishing the free pulls, but I do have the friend card, then obviously I'll most likely stop and just deal with Super Creek as my stamina card. If not, then if I don't have the friend card, then I'll most likely keep pulling until then. But I guess with that being said, start going over the comments. So like I said, I won't be doing my first official run for the new scenario, which is over here. I won't do it until tomorrow, Tuesday. Right, Tuesday. I'm kind of just tripping out because I posted yesterday, so I feel like it's Tuesday today. But yeah, tomorrow we'll do my first official run. Don't know who I'll run with, if I'm gonna be honest. But now I'm gonna go over the comments. If you guys wanna stick around and listen to me go over the comments from the last video, feel free to do so. If not, totally understand, especially if you guys didn't leave a comment. But if you guys do want me to go over your comments in future videos, just leave it down in the comment section down below. As long as appropriate, I'll go over it. And with that being said, guys, let me refresh it because I did have it up already. But you never know if there's any more comments. That is a lot, though. Not as much as the one in the 80s. I believe it was the 80s. But like I said, maybe majority of these is probably, yeah, I'm just scrolling through it. A lot of these look like replies more than comments. Which Nova may leave a good amount of comments, which Kazuki has also. But Kazuki definitely leaves a good amount of replies in his comments as like extensions. He definitely does that, which explains the added amounts. But okay, who should we go over first? I don't know who to go over last. Is it going to be Kazuki? Is it going to be Nova? Asta does have 2 comments, and Eugen does have comments. So let's go over Eugen's first, because it looks like he only has 1. Then we'll go over Asta's, then Kazuki, then Nova's. We'll just end with Nova's like usual. So, Eugen's comment says, attempt 10 pull for Chaos Banner to get the costume, landed on the entrance of the Golden Bridge, then did get nothing. So not every day is Christmas. That is an important thing to to remember, I would say. I guess. Zenless, I'm bored to play it at the moment, and have other non-gacha games I am playing, like Taskbar Hero, Repo, or something with co-op with friends. That's totally fine. That is totally fine. I mean, I'm pretty much the same way. If I'm not playing gacha games, I'm normally either playing some other game by myself or a co-op game with my brother. So pretty normal. Co-op game or some other games. That's like multiplayer. Also, I tend to read more manga or something less to watch on YouTube, or something like to watch on YouTube. I don't know what you're trying to, because you put less, LESE there. I don't know what that means. To be honest, I know Zenless is much simpler in terms in battle, but for some reason, I understand a bit more a battle concept in NTE. Like I always do in Zenless, brain dead parry skills that's still giving me difficulties to clear bosses or get more score to reach 3-star. But for NTE, I can feel like I fight smarter even the character is low level. That is quite interesting. Because it sounds like you have an easier time understanding things when they're more complicated. So what me and Nova failed to do was what we thought was giving you an easier time with the easier game. You probably would have enjoyed Wuwa more, if that's the case. You probably would have enjoyed Wuwa more if that's the case. At least that's how it sounds like. Would you agree, Nova? Because at this point, that's what it sounds like. Because one, the more open worldness of NTE compared to Zelda, it seems like he spent a lot of time in the open world. So imagine him and Wuwa in the open world with all the other like things to do, exploration wise and all that. He probably would have enjoyed Wuwa a lot. Not gonna lie. But we'll see. Maybe the next game. Maybe one of the other next games we'll play. But just glad to see that you're enjoying NTE. Other than that, thank you, Eugen, for the comment. Appreciate it as always. Next comments are going to be from Asta, unless this is... Oh, wait, this is only one comment from Asta. They just repeated it. I don't know why YouTube does that, but they do. The comment says, Shinku gameplay on stream 1.2 was a little surprising. Claw attacks like Lupa 2 forms and belches like a dragon casteress, but her skins are a different student, and that at home with the main character sleeping and splashing water on her. If I was in an anime, I would have blood flowing from my nose because it's so cute. Noah says, it seems that you are knowledgeable of several gachas, but are you playing all of them? That is a real question. Asta says, at HSR and WUA, yes, you understand sometimes not all games fit into the laptop's memory, and I sometimes watch everything on the internet and just watch the plots and wait on what characters in YouTube, an easy way not to play. Oops. That is true. I would say that memory in the laptop is not as much as PCs, especially if you don't expand the memory like Nova did with his when he went to Taiwan. That's what I believe. That's when Nova did it. Like, I understand the portability and convenience of having a laptop, but I feel like the PC one definitely lasts longer and has more memory. And I came to a realization that I don't use a laptop as much, especially outside the, especially when I'm outside the house for whatever reason. It became, for me, it became more of a convenience because I feel like, me personally, I end up just using it like a normal computer. This was before when I did have a gaming laptop and I was using it more for gaming, and I was using it more at home than I would when I would bring it outside. But it makes sense because if I'm out, especially like, I guess in vacation, because I did go out a lot with the family before, or if I'm out with friends and all that and I have my laptop, I think I won't be using it, and I'll use the, and I'll just be hanging out or chilling, whatever, enjoying whatever, wherever I am. So after that realization, I was like, you know what, maybe the next time I'll get a gaming PC, which I did end up getting a gaming PC later on, because my last PC before this one was my first gaming PC. My other one before that, I guess you could classify it as one, but it was really old, and I guess it was good for when I built it back in 2012. Yeah, I held on to that PC for years before I got my which explains the gaming laptop moment I had. I had a MacBook at one point, and then the MacBook lasted for a while, and then I ended up getting a Razer gaming PC, or not gaming PC, gaming laptop. I still have it somewhere, but I think if I wipe it, give it a new battery, and then check if there's anything else need to be replaced or fixed, can probably make it work, but it is what it is. But I get it. I get it. Memory is a pain for these gacha games. I think I did mention this in response to one of Nova's comments where he said 2 terabytes is like the the standard for computers, which on the safe end, yes, I would say 2 terabytes is 1 terabyte if you're not really gonna be doing much with your laptop, or if you only play like 1, 2 games to push it. To be honest, because if you want to combine with any other things you want to store in your computer, the updates that Windows does that builds up over time and all that. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But thank you, Asta, for the comment and Nova for replying. Appreciate it as always. Next comments. Let me just refresh just to see. But next comments are gonna be from Kazuki. Let me go down to the first one. Okay, the first one's over here. I will skim through the replies to see if it's just a conversation between Nova and Kazuki. But if it's something that I can reply to, I'll read it. But it's interesting that the card decks now can be flexible in the new scenario, since you can also use triple speed, 1 stamina, and 1 wise card for the new scenario. Also can use a wind variation wise card if you don't have the Ebayan or Forever Young wise card. Also, I take it back, the one I said in the previous video from the round 2 day 1 CM. Now, the stamina cards are literally heavy use and in demand right now, since in every card deck you can pair up Dodo, some stamina card, and other stamina cards like Shakura, Kern, Bokidor, Fenomeno, etc. if you use double stamina. Also, it looks like Dodo's stamina card will be used a lot since the upcoming League of Heroes and CM is consistent of medium long distance and only 1 mile CM, I think, on August. Also, my last training for this Beyond Dream scenario is with Cowstone Light US 1. I didn't surpass my US 4 record with Almondai on this scenario. Okay, so from my understanding, stamina is important, which makes sense because, like I said, when I was going over Top Road and the Dodo stamina card, it seems like the scenario is focused towards medium and long distance. So now it explains everything you said explains that. So okay. And then there's a chance you can use double stamina card, which that's gonna be a problem for me. I don't really have double stamina, which is hilarious. Nova says my last training was Taiki Valentine with UA8, and that got me to win in the 3rd level of the mile race. I'm done with that event. Actually, 1 mile race in August. I'll probably go back, look back at that later, or probably in tomorrow's video, before tomorrow's video. Because I don't blame him for changing it up. Because usually it is medium, and then maybe a long distance, or maybe a short distance, or they'll change it, or they'll go to mile, then back to medium. Medium distance is just the most often distance we'll get. That by the way, it looks like Betweener will be strong again with the next CM, since there's a lot of Betweener Uma options you can use. I guess there you go for those who use Betweeners. Nova says you will become like me and Shushu, just another poor Uma player. Wait, no, because Kazuki's already like me. Because I thinking we have around the same amount. Thinking. You've been above 100k like this whole time. I don't know what you're talking about, Nova. I don't know what you're talking about. But let's see. Scrolling down here. This is just that about that. I guess that's all fine. I guess. Did I not? I thought I liked them. Heart the comments, but I guess I didn't. Let me do that real quick. And then move on to the next Kazuki comment. Global players are upset for the localization change on the name from Supreme Commander Special Week on JP to Ruler of Japan on Global. They did dirty on my Kawaii OG Oshi Spechan. Well, they did change a lot of translations when it came from JP to Global. Also, I still can't accept the fact that they also changed the naming for every Uma strat, like Frontrunner, Page Chaser, Late Surger, and End Closer. I agree. I'm one of those. I'm part of that group. Runner Nige, Leader Senko, Betweener Sashi, and Chaser Oikomi still slaps and cool. ASF for me. Also, this is straight up directly translated for this words. Nova says JP Uma supremacy as usual. Eugen says global players. Well, seeing a global text on, I'm assuming third party, looks global to me on JP server. I know it's a good tool, but before I used it before the translation of skills text, but it looks weird if all was translated prior to global release. I mean, for the most part, we get the idea of the translation changes, but it just doesn't feel right. That's basically what I was gonna say. I just took a glimpse of one of Nova's comments. Ready to reply to that one. It's nothing bad. It's nothing bad. It just looks like Nova has finally joined me in a certain game. So far I only got one copy of both of the friend card and stamina card. Both in first free 10 pulls, so I'm already at 140 pity. Waiting for the remaining free 70 pulls, and I just hope I can get at least one more copy of the stamina card. Then I'll use a spark and one rainbow limit break for LB3. I think I'll exceed one spark over 200 plus pulls since I'm planning to go all in the MOB, that Dodo stamina card. Also, I got different cards like the Randall Wise card, Fujikaseki Guts card. Bro, I ain't need that. My luck got dried out since I pulled that Teo speed card before and got it MOB for only one spark. It'd be like that. Sometimes the game is like, yeah, we got you last time. Excuse me, so not this time. Sometimes it'd be like that. The new scenario, kind of interesting and I'm liking it so far. And for my first run, still no knowledge of it at all. Got UA4 with Almond. Also, the theme song concert is such a banger. Also, the 2 speed cards and 2 stamina card decks. I didn't like if the power literally became kind of homeless without the power card. I've seen it only watching JP VTubers playing the new scenario, but I still didn't try it. Also, the speed stats, you can easily get to 2k plus, so I think 2 speed cards still enough. I think no need to go for 3 speed card. Yeah, I don't think 3 speed cards is necessary. 2 speed cards has literally been the perfect norm unless you're using one of each. For whatever reason. Yeah, 2 speed cards have literally been a normal for whatever reason. Also, the speed stats you can get easy. Oh wait, I think I already read that. But yeah, it still depends on the player's preferences since the support card deck recommendations is flexible. That is true. That is true. I would say maybe, just maybe, newer players might need 3, but it hasn't even looked that way for newer players recently, where it seems like just using the rental decks is enough to get them through. So by the way, in the side game shop you also need a credit card, and there's also a Google Pay and Apple Pay, but I don't know how to use it and how it works since I don't use that for a top-up. I don't know what to tell you then. I don't know what to tell you then if you don't have a credit card or debit card, which in turn you can use Google Pay or Apple Pay. But I guess one way would to, I don't know, I don't want to say this because I haven't done it myself, or I literally haven't done it myself. So Yeah, I'm not gonna say something where I don't know if it'll work. Because it does involve spending money regardless, so I don't want you to try something and it doesn't work. And the last comment from Kazik, he says, by the way, there's a new added gacha pull animation where where you now know that you're guaranteed to get the pick support card when the background turns night, and there's a sparkle on rainbow pull cards. Oh, that's a cool and nice quality life right there. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know. Though it didn't happen to me earlier when I pulled both of those 2 in one free 10 pull though, I just discovered it through a YouTube short. Good to know. Good to know. Thank you, Kazuki, for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. And now, lastly, going over all of Nova's comments. I refreshed it just to see. New scenario. Holy, I've just been resting for the weekend. Fair enough. Fair enough. Sometimes we just need some rest. So as usual, I was forced to pull Camille with the 20 tickets I got, and I did a third 10 pull just because you get a free one out of it. So that's a total of 4 10 pulls and got nothing. I am rich in Arsenal tickets though. I'm 48 pulls away from the 50-50, I guess, so that's going to be Arcane. But yeah, it's just how this gacha works. Yeah, I mean, it's not entirely bad. Literally, my only gripe is the 5,000 mark. Other than that, the whole gacha system is pretty similar to NTE in a way, just it has a 50-50 to worry about. Since the Arsenal shop is basically, or Arsenal tickets is basically the keys, and the Arsenal shop is the ARC shop. One goes to 90, one goes to, was it 120? And NT is guaranteed at 90, so which one seems better? Obviously NT, because one, it's already cheaper when it comes to the pulls. It ain't 5,000, so just that alone makes it better. The guaranteed part is a big bonus. Definitely a big bonus. Spent Saturday night doing one thing, NTE grind. I got all the side events done and the Beyond the Rails done to a point where I just can't kill the enemies in time. I really need to get my teams to level 80 sooner or later. In the meantime, I'm going to pre-farm for Shinku since she is going to be on my main team with Hotori. I did say that. I was going to do that. I do think that these PvP team events are kind of silly. I prefer the boxing event more than the racing one. I just did several AFK runs for the racing one, and that's that. I should probably get started. Speaking of Genshin, the next NT update revealed a Genshin-like exploration world. It looks very cool, and I think NT is cooking regardless of what the Doom posters are saying. They are lumping Enfield and NT players as a communities of dying gotchas. I wouldn't think NT is dying. I would think Enfield more because it feels more like nothing's going on. NTE, I can still do something if I wanted to. Asta says, believe me, they would say about all the games that they are dying. True. Nova says, it's not even a debate at this point. They will say every gacha is dying purely due to tribalistic tendencies. Asta says, it is possible that... I don't know if this is an incomplete sentence or not. Eugen says, I can say it's just NC is doing fine. The player may like or not and giving what players want to do. It's a GTA anime that you can do and not forced to, but of course you will miss the rewards. Like on GTA, there's a thing, grind for money and explore and fool around or just do hard missions, so like that. Nova says, my only issue is Beyond the Rails. Level 50 Hunter rank is going to be a huge milestone. It's actually possible to clear the Beyond the Rails at level 70 only. I haven't done it yet, but my brother has, so I'm at stage 12. I still have like a day or two to do it, so it's definitely possible if my brother can do it. I seen him do it. But yeah, GTA is online is literally the same. You have your businesses that you take care of, get money from. You can explore, free roam, or do missions and all that. Just like Eugen said, it's basically NT in a way, or NT is basically that in its own way. My Gunner standard goes beyond Zenless and Wua. GFL2 is where it's at. The new Loreley interaction with the gotcha skin is very, very, very good, Shushu. It helps me sleep at night. Oh, the gotcha skin. Yeah, I don't have it because I ain't gonna pull for. I ain't gonna use currency for a pull or pay for it. Although I do like Loreley. Just her normal fit is really nice. I will admit that. Does Eugen follow any story? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Eugen says, I don't know what you are talking about, but if Zenless, I forgot about it, even if I hear some spoilers talking about Billy. Like I said, I read story, I'm not fond in slow dialogue, that is cause I want to quick read it. That still doesn't answer my question if you follow the story or read, or if you follow and read the story or remember it. It just sounds like you just read it while it's going through and you just forget it. Noah says, Zenless has less reading than other gotchas. I spent 2 hours of reading on GFL2 alone, and that is just part 1 of the event. Zenless definitely is on the shorter end when it comes to dialogue. I will say that. I will say that. But Eugen, I didn't get an answer for my question still. The only team I don't really use in GFL2 is physical, really just between corrosion and ice for me. Fire team is kind of eh. I do use the electric team from time to time. For me, my 2 best teams, I guess my top 3 would be ice, fire, and then electric. Poison and physical I don't use at all. Honestly, I feel like between poison and physical, I could use poison more than physical. So we'll go with that. But definitely the most consistent elements teams that I've been using in GFL2 has been fire, ice, and electric. It's funny because Steam Machine is made for gaming and you leave the base price as 500 gigabytes. Not even gamers are that stupid, right? Yeah, because Steam games themselves aren't that small. Like, let me look at how big. Will it tell me here? It should tell me how big the... Yeah, right here. Just Call of Duty for people who care about Call of Duty. Basically 100 gigabytes. I don't know if it's another 116 for multiplayer, so can I just tell me the total? That would probably... Oh, here, move to installed folder. Let me see. Oh no. I don't want to move the install folder. Let me see. Here, Call of Duty. 286 gigabytes. Just that's literally half your Steam machine. That's literally half your Steam machine. Let me see. And Genshin alone is 131. At least I'm looking through the files. Genshin is 131. Star Rail is 75. Luckily enough. Oh wow. And Zenless is at 62.9. Not as high as I expected. But literally you can play Genshin, Star Rail, and Zenless and take up about half or more of your Steam machine, or use half or more of your Steam machine for one game of literally Call of Duty, whole entirety of Call of Duty. That's not a lot. That is definitely not a lot. How big was Resident Evil? Resident Evil alone, I knew that was a big game already, but it's 77 gigabytes for Resident Evil, and that's just a story game, basically. So yeah, 500 gigabytes is definitely not enough. Like I said, 1 terabyte, I feel like is the minimum if you play like a game or two. 500 gigabytes is good for the very casual laptop user, like I said, just using the internet, emails, whatever they need it for, that doesn't require a lot of memory. So yeah, if you get Miyabi to M6 as a free-to-play, then that's really something alright. As for me, I don't value dupes more so than a variety of characters. Honestly, I don't know if I'll be able to get Miyabi to M6 because they haven't rerun her in a while, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like she only has been rerun once. So I don't know if I'll be able to M6 her if given a chance. If the rerun of characters are looking like this. I kind of want to say something, but I'm gonna let Nova figure it out. But yeah, I don't simp for Miyabi as I do for the other mamas. So far, Valina is up there, alright. I just really like Miyabi. Like, I really like Valina. She is up there. Xiao Guang, I do really like. She is up there. But it's just something about Miyabi that I like more. Like, if anything, Xiao Guang is second. It's funny because both of them are Fox Sirens. Miyabi just doesn't have a tail. So it's kind of funny that both I guess my top two are Fox Sirens. But I do like Valina a lot. Promea I do like a lot. Like her design and all that. So yeah. There's just a lot of characters, but Miyabi and Xiao Guang definitely my top two. Yishun. Like her design. Astra. Evelyn. I'm just naming everyone. Anby. I do like Anby, but honestly, she's kind of just been gone over time. Just faded over time. Unlike Miyabi, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Just got started on Mongol, this was the comment. So unlocked the gacha and got this ice sword chick. I do like her. Although I don't use her anymore. Well, it's funny that none of my support is ice-based. Also, this Nyanners is pretty cute. I guess this will be something I play slowly over time. It's a breath of fresh air. How do you feel about the animations or the graphics? For the game itself, it's pretty nice, I would say. For the game itself, it's pretty nice. And I feel like you would have pulled for the very first character and the second character. Probably would have skipped out on third one, and then I feel like you would have pulled for the current one, which is Nagi, I believe. I did end up getting Mina, her little sister, I believe little sister, and then Nagi. That's basically my team. I did used to run the Ice Sword chick. I did basically run a whole standard banner team. It was her, the Fire Dragon chick, and the Wind support one, I believe. Yeah. I haven't progressed from where I left off, or when I recently caught up, but I am making small progress because I genuinely do like the game. I just haven't spent time on it. And I think that might be it for all the comments. So yeah, that's it for all the comments. So thank you, Kazuki, Yujin, Asta, and Nova for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. And with that being said, guys, that is going to be the end of this video. If you guys didn't make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and let me know how you guys did with your polls. If you guys did do your polls already, if you guys aren't waiting for your free polls to be over, and what you guys think of the new scenario so far. And if there's anything else you want to talk about or ask me, just leave it down in the comment section down below. As long as appropriate, I'll go over it. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. But with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you once again. And as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.